Hello, I'm Lucas, and welcome to episode 4 of Nice Haven. In the last episode, we built this farm, and our city reached the population goal to become a boomtown. In this episode, we're going to be building and using some of the things we unlocked, such as trams and buses. We also unlocked a lot of new policies. First, let's change our city's policy. If we click on City Information and Policies, I'd like to add some of these, such as recycling. It will reduce garbage accumulation, and recycling is always good. I'll also be enabling parks and plazas, because this will make the land area around our park more valuable, which I think is very realistic. We're going to go with recycling plastic because then our recycling centers will work 20% more efficient. And it looks like that's all I'm going to enable for now. I also just realized that our city isn't named Nice Haven in the bottom left. So let's change that right now. There we go. I guess this is a good time to also look at some of the stats of our city. You can see them all here. There we go. So, next, in the last episode, we unlocked a new wind turbine, which I'd like to use in place to go across this river. Actually, it's not going to, well, let's still use it, because I think it'll look much better having these power stations cross the river instead of the power poles. There we go, don't need that one. There, now we can still imagine ships and boats still going through here. Alright, I'm going to pause the game because we have a lot of residential demand, and I know our farming area is still having issues with not enough workers. So that means I'm going to build a lot more onto this area. Okay, I think we'll build this street here, kind of to continue this little block of grid we have going on here. And then over here, I'm thinking about making it a little bit more non-grid-like. So maybe connect it over here like this. And maybe do something like this, and then it can connect over there. Or maybe it won't. Well, maybe it'll connect right here. Now if we do something like this, maybe just like this, and we'll have this road going into there, and we'll have just kind of probably a dead end down here. Maybe it'll go off somewhere else in the future. And we can probably upgrade this road to upgrade it from the dirt road. And then let's place it here. And maybe like that. That's looking kind of interesting. And now we will fill in residential. This area will likely build up very quickly because of how much residential demand there is. And we'll make this area residential too. Actually, I changed my mind. Let's make this commercial. and this area residential. Oh, not that much. And we can remove these power lines to make this area residential. Let's just double check that this area is still connected. It is not. Okay, so then let's add in that right there, just to make sure. It looks like we have a few of the farm buildings becoming abandoned, so I'll just need to delete some of those every so often. How are these stores looking? We have 3 very, very similar, identical stores right next to each other. I might just go ahead and remove 2 of them, just because I'd like to see some more unique buildings for this main street. I'm thinking this building is a little bit too tall for this area, too, so I think I will go ahead and remove that one. Hopefully, we'll get some new buildings rebuilt in the area, too. Oh, our new residential area needs water. And then I'll turn off snapping for the next part. There we are. Now our residential demand is beginning to go down. And we're increasing in people. So hopefully we'll have enough workers. Okay, now going back to our town, our main town, I would like to add in a tram route that is able to go up and down the city here, and then it'll also go up to the high school, and eventually I'd like to maybe also put maybe a university up here, and the tram line can serve for students or for anyone else. I might also connect the tram line over to the industrial area. Okay. So, to build a tram line, we're going to use, we have quite a few road options. I'm going to be starting with this one. It's a 2-lane road with tram tracks, so this will allow cars and trams to go along. And then I'm thinking we're going to go actually cut through the city right here to go straight to the high school. What's nice is that pedestrians will still be able to walk along the sides of the tram track. So we're replacing the pedestrian path, but people should still be able to walk along here. If I'm wrong about that, we'll make sure to take a look at it. We'll try to place a sneaky little path along here as well. Something like this. Just to make sure they can walk along it. But I'm almost certain they can walk along it without the path being there. So let's delete some of these paths. And oops, I have snapping turned off. So let's just make sure this is straight. There we go. And then I think still having this path here would be good. So maybe we do something like this. I think I want the tram track to turn. Or maybe, because I'd like this tram track to continue up into this area too, and maybe go along the shore, or maybe go along here. So to do that, I'm going to Maybe we'll have it... Do I want it going straight up like that? No, I don't think I do. Well, maybe we will have it going straight up like this, because I think it'll need to... We'll need to have the train turn around, and doing it in this area seems like a good option. So we do something like this. Like that. A little train roundabout. And then we'll use move it to level out the terrain. There we go. Maybe I'll just add some trees. Just like there. There we go. Little train roundabout. That way the trams can maybe stop along here. Oh, I do want to put back in that trail just to go along here. Maybe even the tree-lined trail. Yeah, that looks nice. All of the zoning should still be pretty good along here. There we go. Now, let's add in some more road to connect to the tram tracks. Maybe we don't want a connection here because it'll slow the trams down. We'll definitely want one here. And maybe we can do something like that. Next, let's continue the tram track down here. Because I'd like to make stops. This is the same road. I'd like to make stops every couple of blocks. So for example, we'd have a stop near this intersection. We'd have a stop probably near this intersection. And a stop down kind of on Main Street, probably right here. And then a final stop for the high school. So that'd be 1, 2, maybe 3, 4. And then we'd have more stops down here. Let's carry this all the way down. And then we'll connect up an intersection right here. And then I'll add some pedestrian paths to cross between this road and this road. Just because I don't want cars crossing all the time, but having trams cross would be good. We'll just turn on grid snapping, put a path there. We could give this path a little bit more room and just make it go like that. Path just like that. And then we'll add some down here. Maybe we'll turn off the grid and put it just like this. And then I think we'll just add a little bit more path to make sure it's connected. Maybe we'll delete these pieces just to and do something like this. There. Oops. That looks good enough. I think it'd be nice to put a park down here somewhere too. Which park do we not Maybe the playground? And I thought I created these as park paths. Because I would like to... I'd like to place the park kind of along these paths. Like, I think I can in here. Oh, maybe not. Okay then. Maybe we'll do a plaza? No, let's do a park. There we go. That park is looking nice there. Look at all the people walking. It looks like a ton of people are walking over to the industrial area, which is great to see. I think that means we should add a train line that goes over there. So maybe it'll be something like down here. And then we'll add some tram tracks that go along here. And then what if we do maybe just another little tram loop? Oops. There we go. Well, let's make sure I made the other tram loop going in the right direction. Yes, I did. So now we'll need to add a tram depot, which will be very expensive. It'll cost 40,000 money. So we'll probably need to run the city a little bit just to make sure we have enough money after we buy it. Yeah, just look at all the people walking. And I think people will start, people will start walking along here because they can. It'd be good to put the tram depot in the industrial area just because of the amount of noise pollution it creates. And maybe we'll continue with the tram track along this road, just so that we can add the station here. There we go. It's a pretty cool looking building, so we might want to move it or change its spot. But for now, it looks alright there. We'll definitely want this train line to kind of have a station near this area too, so that people can transfer from the large trains to our city's tram line. Okay, now we're ready to create tram stops. I think it'll be good to have, let's start at the high school. And then one thing is that I don't want to place tram stops too often, because then they'll have to stop and it won't be as fast, but I think we still want quite a few of them. We'll stop here. And then maybe we make one final stop here. And then we go back. There we go. So now the game will automatically queue a number of vehicles based on like the route and its route length and how much I modified the vehicle count modifier here. It decided on 6 vehicles, which I think is pretty good for this route. We might need more, we might need less. I'd like to see a tram running along our... Oh, our tram depot does not have power, which is why it's not sending trains. We'll just fix that. And there we go. Oh, and this is one of the newer, shorter trams that was released in the most recent update to City Skylines, the Harbors and Transportation update, I think it was. So this vehicle is kind of smaller than the ones I'm usually seeing. It still holds 65 people, so that's pretty good. I might want to change out the vehicle, I might not. Look at it go, it's already extremely popular with the number of people using it. Of course, this is the first tram, and people have been accumulating for quite a long time. Wow, yeah, look how many people got off the tram here. And then we turn around, and this might fill up the train, yeah. So there are still quite a few passengers waiting at that stop after the train left. So these trains that are coming after this one will make sure to... Oh, wow. Quite a few of the trams are all kind of squished together, and they're all of different types. We'll take a look at that in a second, but this will be a good opportunity to show off all the new trams that were released. This one has a capacity of 144. This one has 110. This one has 80. Oops. I'd prefer if the trams didn't crash into each other, but that's alright. Let's check out the line details. So we have these trams very crunched up together. I should have a mod that's, yeah, it's attempting to balance the train, the distances apart. I think what we'll just have to do is remove some of the vehicles from the line. So we'll just remove this one, and so it'll just go back to the station. And let's see. After a short time, I was able to modify the train route to only have one type of train. I selected this one because it doesn't carry too many people, which I think fits in with this more of a small town. It delivers. It transports people to the high school, and so it stops here. It'd actually make more sense if the train also stopped on the other side of the tracks. So let's modify the train route a little bit to stop right here so that they could just walk down here. Then we probably don't need that stop because it just turned the road right there. So okay, there we go. And then also leaving it to run a little bit has meant all the trains kind of spread themselves out. So it's looking very, very good. Next, I would like to add in a few bus lines just to fill out some more public transportation for people to use. I'll put the bus station over by the train depot. There we go. For the buses, I think it'd be good to place some that go down to the park and the elementary school. So let's see, do we want to wrap around this way or kind of have it wrap around this way? I think what we'll do is maybe start the line here. Oh, let's start the line. So we'll drop off kids or people right in front of the elementary school. And then let's have the bus line, let's have it come down to the train line so that people can transfer from the train to the buses. So our train stop is down here. So I think what we can do is we can make the bus stop right here so that people can walk to here to hop on the bus. Let's have it go down here. Maybe down the riverfront and back to here. Just a short little bus loop. We might end up expanding it more later on. Okay, next I'd like to add a little bus loop to our farming area. Wow, this area has really developed. So once again, I'd like to add some transportation to get to the elementary school. So we can do something like start at the elementary school and maybe let's kind of go along here. Let's start right here. I think we'll go this way. And then we'll stop here. And here. And here. And here. And there. It would also be good to add a stop down here for people walking to the industrial area. And we can see a lot of the buildings in this area are leveling up because they like public transportation. Fantastic. Now we'll have to just wait for the bus depot to send the buses over to this area. The buses are here. It looks like we're already getting quite a bit of use out of them. So I think this was a success. Going back to our tram line, let's zone some residential and commercial along the routes. As always, let's do some corner stores. And in between these stores, we'll zone residential. I would personally love to live right along the tram line so that I can easily get to the rest of the city without having to use a car. Let's zone some more residential down here. And some more right here. I'm gonna, from now on, leave gaps for roads and paths so that I don't have to later destroy any houses. In fact, I will just place in the paths right now. Oh, for this one I decided to do it centered, so we'll have to change the snapping a little bit to not include the grid. Well, we'll just do that. That'll be good enough. And of course this area needs water. Placing water along the roads as usual. And look at this area develop. We had quite a bit of demand for residential and commercial, so building new areas like this will develop pretty quickly. Next, let's add some bike trails to allow people to bike to the industrial area a lot easier. People will go a lot farther on a bike than they will walking, so it should be pretty useful. Let's start right here. And I have snapping on. These bike trails will need to probably be adjusted in the future, but I think for now they will be good. I'll probably be expanding the roads into this area, so the bike trails will need to move around. Like for example, right here, I'll definitely be expanding the road, but for now it can be a bike trail. There we go. Now we'll probably be seeing people use it soon. I think that's where I'm going to wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video with your friends.